Over in Italy, Christian Pulisic too ill to play a full 90 versus Napoli. His AC Milan fall to 8th place after the loss.
Yes, they did. Difficult day for Milan, I think, regardless of whether or not Christian Pulisic started. But you add in the fact they had two players suspended, Hernandez and Reinders, both missing for this game. They would have been missing for the Bologna match. But you remember what happened to the Bologna match?
The Bologna mayor ducked the informed Christian Pulisic in Milan.
That's right. The mayor of Bologna was like, we don't want any of that Christian Pulisic. He's too hot right now. Cancel the game. No, there was actual flooding and real bad stuff happening in Bologna, and they weren't able to play that game. But Milan wasn't happy about it, I think because they recognized that the schedule congestion was going to be very difficult for them down the road, but also because of this exact thing, that if there was no game against Bologna, then the suspension for two important players was going to carry over to the Napoli game at the San Siro. And then Pulisic comes down with some sort of flu, a flu that didn't keep him from being on the bench. He did play in the game, but just did keep him from starting. And then Rafael Leao was benched, flat out benched by Paulo Fonseca, who is absolutely under immense pressure right now. And I think it's hard to imagine he lasts much longer in that job. It's not just the 8th place. I think everybody recognizes that this Milan team isn't also ran in the Champions League for the most part. They have Real Madrid next, and that's going to be a feisty Madrid team off the back of what happened in El Clasico. And obviously wanting, I don't know, to prove to the world that Vinicius Jr. should have won the Ballon d'Or. We'll talk about that later. But this is not good. It is not good for AC Milan right now.
Yeah, they were also missing a whole laundry list of players. They also had Gabbia, Abraham, Benacer, and Jovic and Florenzi were all out. So really, so a team that was already, a little bit thin, have an absolute dent in their squad. They get kind of a big brothered a little bit by Napoli in this game, especially that Lukaku goal.
I mean,
he just shoulder bumps and sends the Milan defender flying, and has a nice finish.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Lukaku, if that's what he's paid to do, right? He's bounced around because he doesn't seem to be a world-class striker at that level. But if you give him a ball to his feet, between defenders, between center backs, and that was a great pass to split the center backs. It was a fairly narrow window. Yeah, he's going to body somebody, and, he's going to wait for the referee to decide whether it was fair or not, and that looked like a 50-50 to me. You got to be stronger in that moment. Good finish, sets him off. And then Kvara, who, hasn't been, he was excellent during Napoli's Scudetto season, kind of regressed a little bit, or the production dropped. But Antonio Conte, I mean, say what you want about Milan, missing a lot of players, everything going on there. Antonio Conte is doing work right now with Napoli, Robert.
And I want to speak to, I saw some tweets when it came out that Pulisic would be missing this game. There was a lot of fanfare with the Milan versus Napoli game over there. This was kind of an opportunity for Milan to level up and try to get back into the top 4 sort of argument there in Serie A. But without all the players, there was some tweets I saw out there, Italian tweets of Napoli fans excited and happy and relieved that Pulisic was not in the lineup.
Yes.
And that just goes to show the stature and the place he's elevated his reputation to for Italian fans to, find that as a big reprieve to not have the American in the opposition lineup.
It's unarguable, inarguable, whatever it is, not arguable that Christian Pulisic is Milan's best player right now. I mean, you look at the production, right? Leao's been inconsistent. I don't know that I think it was a smart decision for Fonseca to bench Leao for this game. But the reason he did is because Leao drifts out of games on a pretty regular basis. Like, if you get him in space in his particular moment head up against a defender, okay, he can do something, but he's just kind of absent otherwise. And Pulisic is doing work on the defensive end. He's popping up in different pockets of the field to try to make things happen. He's obviously scoring goals and creating opportunities for teammates. And I think, whether Napoli fans and Italian football fans have sort of leveled Christian Pulisic up in their estimation or not, I don't know. But he plays for Milan. If you're not a Milan fan, you hate Milan, and you don't want their best player on the field if you're going to go play them because it gives them a better chance of beating you.
Milan now in 8th place following the defeat.